Nigeria Info.
This is Morning Crossfire. Crossfire on 95.1 Nigeria Info.
A very good morning to you. This very rainy morning, I must admit. It's a very rainy morning. Don't worry, if you've not left home yet, you don't know what you're about to face. But if you eventually get out there, I'm sure you would fully participate in all the measure that the rain is coming down in your area. Good morning, welcome once again. I apologize for running in late. I'm Femi D. MLA. This is Morning Crossfire, right here on Nigeria Info 95.1. Let's check in with the headlines at this time. We can take on Rise to Wisdom. We can't, so we'll just go with the headlines this very morning, as we always do just about this time. Just to let you know that the stories I'm about to read out, especially the headlines, have been published under the editorial guide of various publishers, and we on Nigeria Info are only informing you of the headlines as we have it at this time.
This is Morning Crossfire.
Let's take a look at 5 newspapers for today and the stories that they do provide as part of their publication. Starting off with Leadership newspaper for today. Fake UTME result. Family alleges conspiracy as JAM bans candidate for 3 years. In the long run, we are all dead. Broadband penetration target on course as NCC nears 50% mark. First FCT Minister Ajose Adiogun dies at 96. Obobini wades into Arewa. Muslim community crisis. Aj. Saudi Arabia blames logistics challenges on invaders. I'm not capable of forging UTME resort, says Ejikeme. Joy. Other stories of interest this very morning. Expert tells Nigerians to expect airfare increase amid floating naira. Bayelsa Guber now, Opun Nembe Group backs silver. Senate Minority Leader also deepens. NDDC Act favors Southwest to produce next MD. Ondo Rep writes Tinubu. Reps visit Adamu. Abbas disown aid over comments on Buhari. All right, well, those are some of the leading stories from the likes of Leadership for today. Let's check on Daily Trust now. Ribadu, what Tinubu told us at Aso Rock. I printed my result from Jam Porter. Pupil accused of forgery breaks silence. Why nearly half Nigerian pilgrims fell sick at Hajj. Open defecation. Nigeria needs 3.9 million toilets annually, says UNICEF. NYSC Lord's Health Initiative for Rural Dwellers in Niger State. Fire God's Hotel in Onitsha. FCT, IRS, CITN trained 200 officers on tax audit. Abuja housewives settle for carrot stew as tomatoes price shoot up. Still keeping up with all the stories for today as we would have them. Tinubu holds maiden meeting with service chiefs. Soludo sets up panel to probe UTME forgery. Kwanko said, why some persons wanted me to demolish their houses when I was governor. Other stories here and there as well. Taj Bank sets new record, pays dividend in 3 years. Why I am still involved in Kano governance, Kwankwase breaks silence. In Wimbledon now, Djokovic overcomes rain delay to beat Pedro Caccini. Katsina governor introduces Treasury single account. Ex-finance minister clarifies World Bank appointment without presidential approval. Don't allow Wike call shots. APC chieftain advises Rivers governor. Tinubu has mandated me to broker peace in Zamfara, says Yerima. Presidential Tribunal admits EU's election report against INEC and Tinubu. All right, well, those are stories from Daily Trust. And now to Daily Post. Fuel subsidy remover, 400 billion naira savings raise questions. 2023 polls, EU report sparks fresh controversy. Southeast group blast jam over Misoma demands independent probe. Tinubu government announces plan to collect tax from market traders in farm sector. Other stories of interest this very morning as well as we continue to wade in. Okay, so we will deliver 145. We will deliver water in 154 days to end storage towers in Enugu homes. Governor Umba speaks about this. Army Day celebration. Nigeria's peace, unity above every ethnic interest. Commander Chigbum speaks about this. Southeast group blast jam over Misoma demands and also demands independent probe. Governor Namadi dismayed by state of Jigawa hospitals. Remove fuel subsidy on inauguration day. Removing fuel subsidy on inauguration day is Tinubu's best decision. Sani Yerima speaks about this. Governor Abiodun to give electric bikes to Okada riders in Ogun State. Senate Minority Leader Tambuwa Dixon stormed PDP Secretariat. 2023 elections. Labour Party knocks federal government on rejecting European report. And also, this very morning, just to keep up with you, just to listen to how things are, Presidential Tribunal Articles 8 mocks INEC over unreadiness to defend case. And other stories of interest, opposition parties raise alarm over 54 million naira campaign permit in Imo State. Samuel Eto's daughter wants him jailed for failure to pay 90,000 euro allowance. All right, well, these are stories here and there. Now to The Guardian. Goodwill messages from The Guardian legends. All right, that's definitely from the publishers of the Guardian newspaper. Economy awaits Tinubu's fiscal direction as uncertainty trails forex liberalization. APC crisis, governors, NWC, Pali ahead of NEC meeting. No consensus on principal officers election as Senate resumes. Forge NYSC certificate and risk jail time, says official. PEPC admits EU report. CNPP backs observer mission as TMC knocks federal government and INEC. Tinubu ordered service chiefs to work as a team, says Ribadu. Okay. Well, these are just some stories from The Guardian. Let's move on to The Sun. Tinubu charges service chiefs to fix security challenge, demands synergy among them, says NSA. Tinubu, INEC, kick as court admits EU final report in evidence in article's petition. Tinubu assures investors of policy consistency. Lawal, Matawale crisis. President tasked Yerima to intervene. 1 month, not enough to rate Tinubu's performance. Buba Galadima speaks about this. EU's electoral report aligns with local observers, says TMG, telling INEC and federal government. INEC on a mission to reactivate relevance and legitimacy. Imo opposition parties protest 54.5 million naira campaign permit fee. CBN urges FUTA to adopt e-naira in financial transactions. All right, well, those are some of the stories we can take on this very morning as we have those stories published across the papers for today. It's time to listen to you. Do remember the stories have been published under the editorial guide of various publishers, and we on Nigeria Info have only informed you of the headlines as we have them for today.
This is Morning Crossfire.
All right, then the lines remain 0700-951-0000. You can also join in on 080-9597-4869. And on WhatsApp, it's 080-999-30137. Let's take your calls, but do remember to follow through with our editorial guide. Your calls need to be devoid of hateful speech, lies, fake news, and abuses. We ask of you to be truthful and factual as you share with us on Nigeria Info.
Watch your number one talk station of the nation. Nigeria Info every day of the week, Mondays to Friday on YouTube to catch up with the Morning Crossfire.
Thanks for joining in and good morning to you this very day. Good morning. Good morning. How are you today?
Fine. Good morning to all listeners. Okay, my name.
Welcome.
My own take is Sani Yelema, former governor of Zamfara State and senator. He said that he supported Tinubu on negotiated the speech on subsidy removal.
Yes.
I think Senator Yelema will not advise us where to believe and where to belong or to accept what Mr. President has said. It's good in some things, it's good in not. If he is going to advise us on how to marry minor like a 30 years old girl.
Easy.
You can't tell us where to how to accept it. No. Mr. President is a Mr. President and he's a senator. Tell us where to agree what Mr. President I think is not okay.
Okay.
How to marry minor.
So Okwi, I just corrected you. Okwi, you've started pushing the lines again, okay? You've started pushing it. I think you have the right to reject his stand on governance, to accept or reject his stand on governance, but it will not be proper for you to wade into his life and attempt to drag it. This is not Twitter. We don't drag on Nigeria Info. We speak with respect to each other and on this platform, okay? Okwi, watch it again. You started. Good morning.
Dr. Femi, good morning. How are you?
Very well. Good to have you on.
Yes, Abuja, calling for soon again.
Yes, welcome.
The only advice I want to give EU, that European Union, they should stay clear away from Nigeria election. Nigeria has elected their leaders to govern them in 4 years. So I don't see what's wrong with this election, 2023 election. This is the most peaceful election we have ever had. So they should stay away clear from this election that we have conducted and we have elected our president. Those are atrocities that is happening in Europe. First one at the rest. The EU, they are not seeing it. Thank you very much.
All right. Interesting opinion. Thanks for that. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. My name is Solomon for now.
Okay.
Yes. Femi, I think the EU should actually stay clear. The contenders of the election, what they have issued the election already in court. So that the courts do their job. And deliver whoever has won. That's that for that. Therefore, Yerima, I think Yerima should be the first person to be taken in by DSS or NIA to ask him questions about the bandits or banditry in Zamfara State. He should be the first person because we know how this thing started. He was in charge and we know how they play the politics. Unfortunately, the people of Zamfara...
It was the governor at the time.
He was the governor, yes. He was in charge.
So that people will not think you meant that he was in charge of the bandits.
He was in charge, whatever.
As a governor, yes.
This guy is actually a journalist. I'm a very careful guy. But truth is, okay, he was in charge as a governor. He was in charge at whatever everybody would deduce from whatever I met. They should call me and I'll tell you what I think I mean.
All right. Okay.
Femi, the man should be taken in and asked questions. He should be asked questions. So now he's telling us to dialogue with people who think all they want is to take life, kill Nigeria, kill people, kill Zamfaras. I mean, Zamfaras, the place he pretend to govern. Bros, question plenty.
Question plenty.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much as well. Okay, there are questions, by the way, being raised. And I also joined the League of people raising questions about the speed in which the EU final report was admitted to the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal, Petition Court. I mean, at this time, one would wonder the speed in which the process of admitting that, there are reasons to question it. Even though there were objections from the likes of the Independent National Electoral Commission. There was also objection from the legal representative of President Bola Tinubu as well, with regards to admitting such evidence at this dear time. Well, who knows what? Okay, keeping up with you now. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning. Oh, your radio needs to be turned down.
Hello?
Yes, have you been able to turn down your device?
I'm turning down.
Okay.
Hello? I'm turning down.
Unfortunately, I would have to let you go it's getting in the way, my dear brother. All right, let's just move on. Good morning to you. All right, Mwanzi John Lassisi says, good morning, Dr. Femdi. I'm still at home at this time, thanks to the rain, but I'm not the lazy type who I confess. Dr. Mrs. Olebara from Uri says, glad that the tribunal has accepted EU's report as evidence. ANEC that could have remained neutral umpire took side and disappointed the majority of Nigerians. Did they expect foreign observers to give wrong report? Alaka should be mindful of what he says. All eyes on the judiciary to give us justice and not judgment to the ISP there. It must get it right in this country. All right. Interesting one there. Good morning to you. Welcome.
Good morning, Femi.
Yes, good morning.
This is Jimo Haruna speaking.
All right, Jimo. Good to have you on.
Yeah. On the EU report concerning our election, I think it comes at the wrong time, and I don't think it should have any negative or any positive on the ongoing election tribunal. So because I don't know how many observers they say they have on ground and how many state locality did they cover. I don't think it's just a report, so that cannot nullify or that cannot make elections maybe to be the best. So we all voted in our own locality, so we know what we have. If there's anybody that called in this station that, okay, my polling unit result was changed, so you should come here and you should call and tell us which polling unit was changed. So then each and every polling political party has agents on ground across all the country. So they should bring, if anybody wants to prove a case, go back to your agent and collect your duplicate result and come with it to the tribunal, not INEC, IRF. It's my function, just like what's happening now on the Irima. So Irima never married minor. So he married a lady according to Islamic dictates then. So he never married a minor. So
can I ask you what's the definition of a minor to you?
I don't know. The OP that called you should ask.
No. You said I mean, he was saying that they can advise us on marrying a young child. I scolded him, but I'm asking you, what's the definition of a minor?
A minor is a girl, maybe a girl that no one knows how, maybe never know anything about man. According to the Nigerian Constitution, minor will be a girl less than 18.
Okay.
In Nigerian Constitution, though. So then the girl you remember married then was not even nobody can, because we are not the parent of the girl. She's not from Nigeria. I think she was Egypt, an Egyptian girl. So then, for somebody to call, I don't think it was just the Egyptian girl. But I corrected Okwi, but a minor would have to be. There's a lot of. I know Islamic age is 14. Yes.
Okay, the Islamic age is 14. So long as she becomes a woman, so long as she is bled. She's seen as such, but there are conditions around it. Okay, so I'm not trying to argue with you, but there are other people who would understand it better, to understand that there are conditions around the term maturity.
Let me just answer.
Yeah.
So then you and I school in Kaura. You and I school in Federal Polytechnic in Kaura. So when Yerima was governor in 1999 to 2007, there was no insecurity in Zamfara, if you can recall back. So for somebody to say that Yerima was in charge, he don't have any advice to give to the government.
There was no insecurity in Zamfara. That's a new one. I doubt that.
In 1999,
it was not large scale.
There was no insecurity in Zamfara. Just go and check it. Because I'm not from Zamfara, but I school in Zamfara. I know how. I know Zamfara very well.
All right, my brother. But here's the point. Let me make a point to you as you go. Okay. One thing first. People start to talk about insecurity once it becomes at national level. It doesn't mean that there was no insecurity.
Yeah.
There
was none.
Okay.
I stand to be corrected. There was none.
Okay.
If they were insecurity, they should name the incident what happened that maybe led to the killing or destruction or whatever. Then in Zamfara, after Oyinima was governor, if there's one single incident.
All right, thank you. Let's leave it at that because I see Doka standing by in the shadow. But there are things to consider. A minor, according to Nigerian Constitution, definitely cannot be. Definitely is a child of 13 years old. So unless you are interpreting. The affairs to be, we are interpreting it to say, oh well, the Islamic law allows it, and in this place, the Constitution supersedes. And as you know, Nigeria is a federation. So pretty much Nigerian Constitution supersedes. But Islamically, the age is 14. And it also gives strong and clear conditions, such as a mental and psychological maturity. In some cases, a girl may be of the age of 14. Is she ripe for marriage? And I've always said it. So how do we know that a 14-year-old, like someone of us do have or know 14-year-old, is mentally and psychologically prepared to be married? Okay, so that's something we have to understand, and not just wade into it and say, oh, well, it's there and that. There are many conditions. What people don't tell you is the number of conditions that Islamically that needs to be fulfilled or met before that happens in some instances. And in many instances, a lot of people just stay on the side of, oh, she agreed, but there's a lot Islamically, and this is something I've read about in the past. There's a lot Islamically that needs to be met to follow through on that. Let's meet up with the time for the news, all right? Stay with me right here on Nigeria Info 95.2, and I'll be back. Dorcas is standing by to bring you the news.